Welcome to Module 4, Early Colonial Relationships, Violence, and Revolt. In this module, we will focus mainly on Spanish colonization in New Mexico and introduce British colonization in Jamestown, Virginia. The focus of this module is how violence structured relationships between Native people and European colonists in the 17th century. We'll start by examining the impact of Spanish colonization on the Pueblos, indigenous peoples who lived in villages in modern-day New Mexico and northeastern Arizona. How were Pueblo systems of economic subsistence, religion, and culture affected by the establishment of Spanish administrative centers and missions in Pueblo homelands? We'll also step back to examine neighboring indigenous tribes such as the Utes, Apaches, and Navajos, who also formed trading relationships with the Spanish. The growth of trade, and especially the introduction of horses, spurred on the warfare and conflict between these powerful tribes and others outside of their trading networks. After 80 years of Spanish colonization, Pueblos, organized under a Tewa man named Pope, revolted. This is one of the most interesting and remarkable events of early American history and represents the only example of a Native group fully expelling European settlers after contact. We'll explore how Pope and his collaborators organized and carried out this revolt. Additionally, we'll explore some of the wider implications of disrupting an established system of trade and diplomacy after 80 years of continuous Spanish presence in the region. Who gained power as a result of this revolt? The answer may surprise you. We'll conclude the module by relocating to the East Coast, where I will provide an overview of British motivations for emigrating to the American colonies, and an introduction to the first colonial settlement at Jamestown in Virginia. Relations between Jamestown colonists and the Powhatan, whose land they occupied, were tense, characterized by both trade and violence. Throughout the entire module, I'll ask you to consider how natives and European groups differentiated themselves from one another, and what role violence played in that differentiation. The required readings for this module allow you to explore the Pueblo Revolt of 1680 in more detail by providing the accounts of several witnesses. In addition, I've assigned a brief article on African slaves in the context of Spanish colonization to supplement the lecture materials. Don't forget to fill out the Slido polls by Thursday at midnight. Additionally, I'm trying out another Answer Garden session on British colonization. I'll bring in your responses to the lecture slides in Module 6. I'm looking forward to reading more of your thoughts on these topics. Good luck!